As you guys know, on the channel, we like to dive into the story of Call of Duty. And some of the things that we look at are the stories of individual characters. And generally speaking, we focus on two different types of characters. The main characters, like Captain Price or Ghost, or evil or bad characters, like the most recent one we looked at, Commander Philip Graves. But Call of Duty also has a bunch of supporting characters, characters who play a smaller role within the games. And very rarely do these characters kind of invigorate the world of Call of Duty and kind of transform and expand on that story. However, in Modern Warfare 2, we had one character to do exactly that. Not just expand her own character, but also some of the other main characters within the game and the universe and subcategories of soldiers as well. And of course, the character who we are talking about, you probably saw it in the thumbnail, you probably saw it in the title, is Valeria. She is a character who is immediately a fan favorite within Modern Warfare 2. But one thing you may not know about her is her story doesn't just build her up as a character, but some other characters as well. So without further ado, today we dive into the full story of Valeria, aka Sin Nombre. So when we are first introduced to Valeria, we don't know who she is or what her affiliations are, but what we do know is we are going into the Las Almas cartel, going in undercover as Soap and trying to give information to get to Sin Nombre. Now, the first interaction with Valeria, she doesn't introduce herself as Sin Nombre. She just simply introduces herself interrogating you.
¡Pendejo de mierda! No tenemos ni puta idea de quién es este güey, ya nos vio la cara.
Valeria, necesitamos servicios de inteligencia. Él puede ayudarnos.
Pues más te vale que nos dé algo, porque si no, luego de que mate a este vato, el que va a esa silla eres tú.
He wants the missiles you're moving.
¿Y él cómo sabe eso? No puedes confiar en él. No puedes. ¡Te lo digo!
¡Tú no nos has dicho ni verga, idiota!
Te pagamos muy bien y este extranjero sabe más que tú.
Hora de matar a este culero inútil.
Con placer, Valeria.
Por favor, no quiero morir.
Qué bonito. Te vi bien ahí. Well done. Ahora sí a chambearle.
We're going upstairs.
Now at this point, you do not know that Valeria is in fact Sin Nombre. So they say that they're going upstairs and your job is now to hunt down, capture, and take into interrogation Sin Nombre, because Sin Nombre is linked with Alcatala and the missiles that you are looking for.
Ground team, you're clear to move in.
Sin Nombre.
Me llamo Valeria.
Hiding in plain sight.
Hiding. Estoy en todas partes, soldado.
That's good. So are we. Let's go. Hermano, ¿qué pasa?
Valeria! I know her!
So this is where her backstory gets interesting, because when you capture Valeria, aka Sin Nombre, it is very clear that Alejandro Vargas and Valeria have a past, but you don't know what it is. And in fact, we haven't even talked about her past as of yet. However, once you get to interrogating her, you find out a lot more.
I don't take orders anymore. Even the dogs in Las Almas know not to bark at me.
She's ex-military. We served together.
Different squads, same unit. You were the wild ones. Los vaqueros. My squad was clean cut, señoras y señores.
Until the raid on the Son of Araña. ¿Te acuerdas?
Me acuerdo perfecto.
Her team was told to cordon off the city to keep all Araña's enforcers and prevent the bloodshed.
That's exactly what we did.
When you kept out his enforcers because you were his enforcers, huh?
He was escorted to the mountains without incident. Also, to prevent bloodshed.
He was supposed to go to prison. So you killed him. And you took over.
I created a power vacuum, and I filled it
So what we find out through the interrogation is that Alejandro Vargas and Valeria used to work together. They both used to be Mexican special forces. Whereas Alejandro was in Los Vaqueros, the Cowboys, she was in a different unit. Now both of them went in on a raid on the Las Almas cartel. They were supposed to take in, capture, and imprison the leader, the original El Sin Nombre. But instead, Valeria killed him and took over for his position. Now what you may not know about Valeria is she might actually be the smartest bad guy currently within Modern Warfare 2. Just take this for example.
Terrorism is good for business. It's insurance.
What the fuck does that mean?
¡Puedes sacar la puta cabeza del culo por un segundo! ¡Puta madre, Alejandro! As long as there is a war on terror, there will be no real war on drugs. To find your so-called terrorists and your missiles, you need me.
So essentially, what Valeria is doing here is created insurance for herself. She says as long as there's a war on terror, there is no war on drugs. In other words, the government, the military, the army are not hunting her, they are hunting the terrorists. So by working with the terrorists, no one is actually hunting her. And on top of that, they need Valeria to find the location of the missiles, and she uses that as leverage.
I want the missiles, I want the target, and I want Hassan. And you've got 10 seconds, or I'm gonna show you the difference between the military and me.
I don't know the targets. I'm a courier. I move things. I can tell you where to find the missiles. When you return, I'll tell you where Hassan is. In exchange, you will let me go and get the fuck out of Las Almas. Se me largan ya.
So just like that, Valeria gives them the location of the first missile, but says, if you want to know the rest, you can come back after, get the information from me, and then set me free. So that's exactly what Task Force 141 does. They go, take out the first missile, and when they do so, Shadow Company ends up turning on Los Vaqueros and Task Force 141. Upon doing so, Task Force 141 turns around and in turn takes out Shadow Company and quote-unquote Commander Graves. We've talked about that one in previous videos. So from here, Shadow Company is eliminated. However, there is still Hassan and one missile remaining, and the only person with information on it is Valeria.
¿Qué pasó, vaquerito de mierda? ¿Comenzaste una guerra? Te persigue la violencia a todas partes, me cae.
No hice ningún trato contigo. Fueron ellos.
Esa fue tu cagada, precisamente.
You knew that was a third missile.
Oh, I didn't count them. I have people for that.
She's lying.
Where's the son?
Where's the other missile?
Chicago.
What the fuck's going on?
I said I'd tell you where he was. I didn't say I would stop him.
Escorpión de la verga. I warned you she would do this, eh?
I run a business, señores. We grow or we die. It's the way of the world.
So as I mentioned, Valeria is probably the smartest bad guy we have seen. She withheld the information about the third missile until Task Force 141 needed to know. Once they did, she let them know that the last missile and Hassan are in Chicago. She doesn't say why, but she does give them the information. From here, she is now a prisoner of Task Force 141 in the Los Vaqueros, specifically to Alejandro. The only problem is they don't have any proof, which means she can only be held for 24 hours.
I'll be free in 24 hours. Can't say the same about you, vaqueros.
You're going down for what you did.
It doesn't matter what I did. It matters what you can prove.
Now, we don't end up seeing what comes of Valeria. She is left behind for 24 hours with Alejandro Vargas and the Cowboys, and we know she is a POW for 24 hours. What happens after this is we can only assume that she is let free, and free to once again be El Sin Nombre, running the drug cartel while the world is focused on terror. Now, she is definitely a character who I could see coming back in the future, but it's a character who isn't really focused on terror or causing harm to people. She is focused on running a business and making money, and one way to do so is keep people focused on other things, including terrorism. And that is exactly what she did throughout the Modern Warfare 2 campaign. But with her being set free 24 hours later, we could definitely expect to see her in the future. Maybe Modern Warfare 3, maybe the next game that Sledgehammer's working on. We'll have to wait and see. But until then, This has been the full story of Valeria, a very interesting character within the Modern Warfare universe. So if you enjoyed it, hit that like button. It's the best way to show me you enjoy these type of videos. If you're new to the channel, make sure you subscribe, have notifications on. Let me know what you think or any other characters you would like me to cover down in the comments. And as always, thank you so much for watching. And until next time, peace out.
We are real.